All right, Shalom. So we back again with another class slash the understanding. And in this class slash the understanding, we're just gonna be pretty much going into how we're really in an artificial AI time, and it's about to evolve more and more. The people gonna become way more artificial, from the men, of all ages to the women of all ages to your kids. Everyone is going. We're in a real artificial time. This TikTok, Instagram era, which is all in the Bible, and how you pretty much want to have your eyes set, and your discretion on due to this when it comes to certain situations. But before we get going into this, we like to give all honor, praise, and glory to the Heavenly Father in the name of His Son, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Waha, Rachakodash. Double honors to the hopefully elect elder apostles, slated to be saved, Lord willing, starting with those at the Great Millstone Church. And shalom to the rest that may be out here and been out here under the same doctrine. On to the Akim here at this faction of this hopefully elect assembly of ours. In the order, teaching, giving all diligence and what they can do in all faith, truth, and sincerity. Onward to the rest of the Akim doing likewise. And to the rest of you believers also in on this faith as well. You few women, children, and some men of the Israelite race. Shalom. So yeah, we're in a completely, matter of fact, let's go ahead and get that for 2 Timothy. We're going to jump straight to it. 3 and 1.
2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come.
So this AI is signs of the last days. We can actually get that in Revelation in the 13th chapter, and we can jump straight to, I want to say, verse 12, because it talks about these wonders. Okay, we in very dangerous times because people can't realize reality and where they're at and moments and be real and be authentic anymore, and really get prepared for the Lord and etc. due to this artificial intelligence of the so-called devil. It's like the other so-called white man who's the devil, which is through his technology, which is talked about starting in verse 13.
Revelation chapter 13 verse 13. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth.
So it says he off top. And you always hear in times people say the they. It's the same instance in the scriptures with the he, and the they, just like in the he, just like the they we use in everyday talk, layman's terms. It's the same. It's referring to the same entity, the so-called white man. So, and he calls it, read that one time, Bible Shaw.
Yeah, come on. Revelation chapter 13, verse 13. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven.
So he doeth great wonders. So yeah, it's talking about the so-called white man and his technology. He got everybody bugged out. He got everybody. When you actually jump to Habakkuk or Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, it goes into this. Habakkuk 2 and verse 5. It says, yeah, also because he transgresses by wine, he, see that? Like how you always hear they in layman's terms? They, you be like, who is they? You read, it's the same thing in the Bible. He, and it's the same. When we say they, you know, and we're actually talking about something. We're talking about the powers that be. We ain't talking about the Jakes that say that in the hood. You know, they shot the party up. We talking about when you in on real conversations. When we're talking that knowledge, when it's concerning geopolitical concerns and whatnot, moves in the earth, you know, or new things that have been proposed to the society. When they is mentioned in those instances, who's in layman's, which is layman's terms, who's always being talked about? So-called white man, who's always denoted? So-called white man. It's the same thing here. So it says, yeah, because he transgresses by wine, the so-called white man, you know, how do they say it? The cat's out of the bag, you know, dress the elephant in the room, you know. It says he is a proud man. See, neither keep it at home, who enlarges his desire as hell, and is as deaf and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. How? Through his wonders. You got it.
Revelation chapter 13 and verse 13. And he doeth great wonders. It says, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. Right.
And it that's what hooks people. Like I tell you, they take up men with their angle. They catch men with their net in Ecclesiastes the 9th chapter. You know, so he get everybody from little families. Everybody's caught up in these wonders of the devil, and his number one wonder, if we can get it in 2 Corinthians 2 and 11, is what this technology, the different iPhones, these different apps they keep coming out with, or they promote and they make big. Like for instance, TikTok, which is actually these things is polluting the earth. But before I jump the gun, let's get it.
Yeah, time. 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11, it says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
Right. So we know this new technology, they keep dropping all these new phones, the new updated high speed, this and that, which is nothing more than devices. We know they're the same. We know they're the wonders that the Bible actually talking about, that this man has that's got everybody caught up. Because we see how many people respond to the technology. Every iPhone drop, every app drop, people do the dance. Everybody got TikTok doing a dance. You know what I'm saying? We've seen it. We've seen it era after era, decade after decade, going all the way back to AOL. Then the different popular sites that which is the internet, dial-up connection. That's when everything started to change. And then guess what? It was a little man as the logo. Running. That's that vagabond, man. And it fast forwarded to being evolving, and then it developed. It brought about different sites. That was the new crazes, from like MySpaces to your tags to your Facebooks, to different dating sites. All these things people was caught up in. And then he found the way to get it on these little small devices. Cell phones. Your cell phone used to be used just to call people, to get in contact with people. Now, that evolved. If you just slowly watching these devices, we're not ignorant of his devices. And you see what he's actually trying to do over time. He's trying to reel everybody in, have everybody hooked, locked in on something, wow and ooh people for some big purpose. He's changing people, right? But we see him take that same concept and put it on these little cell phones, which is, as I said, used to just call people, stay in contact. And eventually it went from you being able to download ringtones, everybody caught up in that. Seeing how people respond to that. Fast forward, you see you actually able to get on like a low grade internet that you can get, that you would usually only be able to get up through your dial up connection on your computer. And then eventually it became more functional. You was able to do it. Then they put out the iPhone 3. Then they put out, because before that you had the Palm Pilots, you had the Blackberries. People was all caught up in these devices. It was and note what came with all these devices was what? A certain persona, which is what that Revelation 13 goes into. That image. Matter of fact, you got it.
Revelation chapter 13, verse 13. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. Keep on going. It says, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast.
Meaning he wasn't. It wasn't as simple as you thought it was. It was more to it. It was a catch. It's actually something he's doing with these devices. This technology that he's continuously advancing and giving people. Right? But go ahead. So you would deceive.
Yeah, continue Revelation 13. It says, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live.
Right. So there it is. A persona, an image is what he was actually pushing through these wonders, which is seen in these devices, these technologies, the abilities of them. Note, as I said, each device came with a different persona. It was another part of the image. You had the BlackBerry, you was the businessman, you was important, you was, you had the sidekick, you was the technology guy at the party, you had the Palm Pilot, same thing. Then the iPhone came. Now you just you okay with tech. You okay with robotics being better than you. Basically replacing yourself with a phone. Because what did the smartphone? I said it. What did the phone develop to? The title. It went from phone to smartphone. See that? So, and they didn't stop there. You went from iPhone 3. Obviously, it was the iPhones before that, but the ones that count. iPhone 4, iPhone 3G, iPhone 4, iPhone 4S, iPhone 5, iPhone 5S, 5C, 6, 6S, 6S Plus, 7, 7 Plus, 8. You see what I'm saying? And it's like the 13th now. It's like XR or something like that. And just over time, right, you got way more ability, way more wonder, way more awing and reeling in through these things. And at the same time, unbeknownst, right, not taken seriously, you got the whole persona of people changing. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's way more AI out here than ever before. You got something called Instagram now. It got everybody hooked. You know what? If we can get this quick one, and Nahum and 3 and 4, I'm gonna read it. It says, because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts, that selleth nations through her whoredoms, and families through her witchcrafts. Because you also had iPads. All this technology, you get all the apps. That's another thing that came with the device. Apps. You get rid of this, you get rid of this. That's another thing that came with this time. The getting rid of. The out with the whole, out with the old, in with the new was really seen in the development of this nigga's technology. And people was okay with it because they was wonders to them. I can put you in front of me and you completely on the other side of the earth, if you will. FaceTime. You know? And now you got people more okay with, yeah, this is, they just in their phone, caught up in their phone. So you start to see just a complete artificial vibe on the earth now. A artificial way of living, everything. An artificial way of feeding your family. You could just call, or you could just use an app and get food brought to you. When you used to, because remember, out with the old and with the new, you used to have to go out and get it. Before that, go out and hunt. You know what I'm saying? Go out to the markets. Maybe if you go to your farm, go out and milk the cows. A nigga can deliver you some milk now with this DoorDash shit. And guess what? When he pull up to your door, or she, because we know everything out of order, he an app. She's an app. Like to really think about that. The person that's delivering to you, they work for the app. They actually are the app coming to you. DoorDash deliverers or something. And you got people that, because you make your ends meet, but you got people that do this and not even realizing what's going on. Because they wild, like, yo, I can make money just off this app. You got something? But let's get, it's one that came to mind. I'm going to read this one more time. Let's get that Ecclesiastes. Well, you know what? Let's hold it. We're going to read that next verse you got. So Nahum 3 and 4, it says, because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts that selleth nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcrafts. Right, so you got families, going to the new Apple iPhone release. They giving these things to their babies, these devices to their kids. When that iPad died, give them the other one. Give her the other one. That's what's glamorized in America, which is the whore that's selling all the races of the earth or getting them to buy in by what's glamorized here, because it's the glamorized place. It's the whore. A whore glamorized herself. When you go to Revelation, the 18th chapter tells that. Well, I don't even think we got to get it, but it do go into it. Revelation, the 18th chapter, her that lived deliciously and glorify herself. So this gives people a reason to buy in. Okay. And what are they literally buying into? The technology that's glamorized here. iPhone crazy, Android, all this badness. TikTok. You got parents doing TikTok videos with their kids. Babies got TikTok. I seen a video. It was like my baby did his first TikTok video or something like that. He knowing he on TikTok, little baby. But anyway, I won't say too much. So yeah, but all this go back to witchcraft. And witchcraft deals with what? Deceit. So you see a lot of what? You really, when you look around, you see a lot of people caught up in something that ain't real. And then eventually, what it tell you in, let's get that real quick. In Sirach 13, and I want to say you can start at 11. It tell you what? That a man will cleave to his like. Yep, 16.
Yeah, Sirach chapter 13 and verse 16. It says, all flesh consorted according to kind, and a man will cleave to his like.
There you go. A man will cleave to his like. So, as I said, the point of getting at is when people take this on, they're actually being caught up in witchcraft, which is nothing more than deceit, which is simply them being caught up in something that's not even real, a world that's not real, an image that's not real. You got niggas on Instagram calling themselves public figures, but that's not even really the case for them. No one even knows you. You've done nothing. And that's the point. It's a man cleave it to his like. They're not just ultimately caught up in what's not real. They ultimately also become what's not real. Somebody not real. So you see all these nations have become not real. They fake people. It's artificial intelligence. A nigga, you talk to people these days, they give you the artificial response. It has gone beyond politically correct. So you have to understand the times you in and the people you talking to and how to move. Right? When you out enjoying the elements, the last little bits of them that's left before they dissolve, if you pay attention, people out doing videos, TikTok videos, and talking about who on this and who on that. Oh, this is videos, it's posts. See, most they heads down. They in a fake world while they in the world. And they're walking around being somebody that's created. That's what's going on. You might be dealing with a woman she's famous in the world, in this fake world on this phone that she's in. She's able to go into this whole nother world. And she's a celebrity. But you will see her walking down the street, ain't nobody around her. You know what I'm saying? But she on her phone because she got thousands of followers, millions of followers. But you wouldn't even know it's just some regular bar walking down the street. But in the world, if you knew, what's what you gotta understand is, she's on that phone as someone. She's on that phone in a whole nother world, whether it be Instagram, TikTok, whatever, Twitter, whatever. As somebody which is a whole nother world, as somebody that isn't real. With a bunch of other people that's caught up. So when you talk to people, they're not really here. When we say all hell about to break loose, people ain't know how gonna respond. People's not gonna know how to respond. You gotta understand this. People gonna lose their mind and do all these things. You gotta understand this is possible because they were removed from reality. So you should see how the love of many waxing cold because no one's attached to reality anymore. Nothing's humane. It's all artificial. A robot can attack you and not feel no type of way about it. You see what I'm saying? So all this is going to happen due to the AI time we in. You see? And matter of fact, what you got? You got that Revelation?
Yeah, kind.
You can read it on.
Yep. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 15. It says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast.
You know what? We capped this point off. Yeah, so once again, you had that in Sirach. You still holding it?
Yep.
One more time.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 13 and 16. All flesh consorted according to kind, and a man will cleave to his like.
And it's that simple, man. So there you go. So all of these people is like how I said, like a robot can kill you or hurt you and not feel no type of way about it. You can't look at them like they real. Like, I mean, you really got to get to a time where you're able to Like, if we can get that in Sirach real quick, it tell you got to get to a point where you see this stuff clear. Like, you can't expect people to have love and have the best, mindset or certain response. You might talk to a woman and think you're supposed to come at her at a real way, but that's not the time we living in. So you only playing yourself out of situations like you just all amongst people. Like, we still living in a time where things were real, when you can dial up on the internet, when, there really wasn't no internet on the phones. Like this iPhone 3 times, which is that was like 2000, like 9, you know what I'm saying, 10, something like that. It's 2022 now, man. Whole nother ball game. You'll get yourself, these people not gonna cleave to you, man. Even your so-called relatives. Everything is, just because this is like the world we live in, it don't matter how much a person is into it or not. They're affected by what's going on. Everybody artificial. You know what I'm saying? Like, artificial responses. Your damn grandma, auntie, or some older cousin, some sibling, you ain't seen them in years. Next time you talk to them, they on the TikTok wave. So you got to be quick to understand how it's going to be so easy for people to deliver you up and, go crazy in these times, man. Like, etc. It's so much that can be said. So I want to get that in Baba Kashah. It tell you that 18 27.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 18, and the 27th verse. I'm going to start at verse 26. It says, from the morning until the evening, the time has changed.
Yeah. So you in a different time out now, man. Things ain't how it used to be. Last time you seen your so-called 18, it was barbecues and stuff. Wasn't no phones. You had a Virgin Mobile or something like that. Now, she got blonde hair. Because that's what's accepted in the digital world, the fake world. That's an image that's, not even really supposed to be on earth. You know what I'm saying? It's not real. Like, and she on TikTok and looking at you like you bugged out because you not on TikTok. And you young, like, younger or whatever. Like you have to understand, like, the times you in, like, this AI technology time we living in, artificial time we living in, is gonna play a big part in making these prophecies come to pass, man. How people gonna wild out, man. How women gonna take hold of one man because all these women, because they so far removed from what a woman is. You got ancient men that's gonna have to teach women of this time that was actually ordained for these ancient men, because the earth is about to go back to the ancient time, right? The Lord tells us in Isaiah, the book of Isaiah, he's going to restore thy judges as at the first, right? When you go to Amos, the 9th chapter, tell you how the Lord said he's going to raise up the tabernacle of David and close up the breaches thereof, the tabernacles of old, paraphrasing. So the time the Lord is getting ready, which we'll probably close out on that, the Lord is getting ready to reverse everything. But we're talking about the time when that process is about to be complete, which is when these women come to you. They're going to be asking the ancient man how to do it because he was the only man that kept a mindset as regarding, like, real life, reality. The old way. That's why we read that earlier. Acquire of the former age. This is how Mars going to be doing this. So you have to understand these things. That's Job 8 and 8. Matter of fact, what was you holding?
Sirach 18.
Yeah, matter of fact, let's get a couple of those scriptures. Let's get Amos 9. You just hit them as we go. And 10.
It's the book of Amos, chapter 9 and verse 10. all the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us.
Not even knowing, like, bro, y'all gonna all kill each other because y'all all robots. Y'all don't have any feelings. The love of many. Can I get it? This is Matthew 24, and I'm gonna jump straight to the point. It says, 12, it says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So the more devices, the more pushing of technology and TikTok videos and the new thing that's gonna come out, it's gonna cause natural feeling to dissipate. So niggas talk stuff like they good in the hood, not even knowing the people they around at this point, who they've become. Hey, bro, y'all don't got no feelings. You know? Niggas is programmed like bang, bang, shoot, kill it, nigga. You know? And they living that, you know? A nigga just get on Instagram and show a gun. He don't even actually use it. But in the world, in that other world, it's niggas on the live watching him shoot a gun that somebody that's in the world, a nigga sitting in the car shooting he's holding a gun to a bunch of, you know, on this app, which is like a world, to a bunch of other people that's caught up in this world. While he's sitting, they're watching him do that while he's actually in reality sitting in a car, not doing shit. And somebody walked past him that's in reality and looked like, and he just, you know, hold the phone up, and you look like, you know what I'm saying? Like they removed from reality. Like, but at some point, that shit gonna leak out to the real world. You seeing it. Niggas think they in a game. You know what I'm saying? Like, you end up actually shooting a gun, not forgetting, damn, I can't murder nobody. But in the world that people have come to know, the Instagrams, the TikToks, the whatever the hell, right? That's what is glamorized, what you're supposed to do. You know?
Amos chapter 9 and 10. All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword.
See? You can't make that up, man.
Which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us.
Okay.
Keep on going. Verse 11 says, in that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old.
So the ancient time getting ready to come back. So let's get one more, Isaiah 1 and 26, and then we're going to get that Job 8, and we also going to get that Isaiah 4 and 1.
Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 26 says, and I will restore the judges as at the first.
Right. So the whole earth is about to make a 360. That's why we got to jump there now. Job 8. This is why this is important. But when would it make the most sense to look to the old? You know what I'm saying? When things is as most modern as possible in the AI world. See? It's like that movie, what is it? Demolition Man.
Yeah, kind. Yeah, Job chapter 8 and verse 8 reads, for inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, and prepare thyself to the search of their fathers.
Yeah, kind. You see that? Because the former age getting ready to come back, and it make more sense to look to it now because everybody's about to be put back there, and it's going to be a culture shock. You're going to have to, like, if you want heat, right, you got to know how to start a fire. If you want to survive, you got to, like no men is supposed to, you know, like you women, you need to learn more, like all of us. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't stress it. This is what the damn devil did, man. And he about to play a part in the culture shock because he finna take everybody from the world he set them up to be in and just wipe it away and just shock them. When you can't Uber Eats, you can't Grubhub, you can't Instagram Live anymore because the internet shut down. You can't get on YouTube and vlog. You know? Your phone die. Yeah, you can't. OnlyFans. Go ahead.
No, kind. No, I was just saying how we used to actually have to remember phone numbers. You know, we have to actually use our brain, remember things, think about things. We in an age where that has been completely taken away.
You gonna get you killed.
It's gonna get you completely killed. And I was sitting there thinking as well, like Google. When did Google become popular? You know, we used to, we didn't have a real search engine you go to exactly, But now you can Google everything, so you don't need to know anything because you can just search it. But what happened when Google's gone? There's gonna be a lot of dumb people out here, fall into their own fate because they don't have the answers for nothing. But ultimately, we're just watching these scriptures play out.
This is Psalms 10:7. The memory of the just is blessed, because you basically killing your memory. This AI is killing your memory. You don't know how to do nothing anymore. A nigga, like the world we living in, you'll forget how to cook. You know what I'm saying? You forget what exercise is. You forget how to write your name. You ain't got to write nothing no more. Everything digital. You know what I'm saying? So everything fake. Like it's not even real. So you got to understand the power you also have too of being in this truth. And how you going to have people being so valuable in that time when all this go away, which is when really everything is going back to its natural state. Remember, all the foundations of the earth are out of course. See that? So it says, the memory of the just is blessed, but the name of the wicked shall rot. Exactly. This shit finna rot away. Everything that these people, when these original people went on to become, which is these artificial people, it's gonna rot away. These names they made for themselves on these different accounts and stuff like that, it's just gonna rot. It's gonna go to waste. It's not gonna be good for anything, including the so-called white man. His whole world is about to, it's dissipating. That's the memory of the just is blessed though. Because really your name is your memory. Your memory, your name. Niggas forget their name in this world. Oh, I'm little baby. I'm little ski. No, you not. Then in reality, when this time comes, just smack them. They ain't. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, kind. Back to Isaiah 1:26, it says, "And I will restore thy judges as at the first, and thy counselors as at the beginning. Afterward, thou shalt be called the city of righteousness, the faithful city."
Yep. Ones that stayed true. So this is what you want to clearly understand is you don't want to be a person that can't hold a conversation, that can't recognize real from fake. It says then shall you return and discern between who serves the Lord and who don't. It ain't about how many followers a person got, who on this or who ain't on that. You're supposed to be able to really recognize initially wicked spirits, but you also at this point need to be able to recognize artificial. Oh, that's a damn, yeah, this not even a person. This is a goddamn, like you said, it's a bot. So let's get that. You got something? That Job 8 one more time.
Yeah, It's the book of Job, chapter 8 and verse 8. "For inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, and prepare thyself to the search of their fathers." Verse 9, it says, For we are but of yesterday, and know nothing, because our days upon earth are a shadow. Shall not they teach thee and tell thee and utter words out of their heart?
Right. You got to think these are the people that know how to run the earth, how to make clothes, how to actually fend and live and survive and, actually be somebody in the earth. You ain't going to be nobody if only thing you know how to do is log into a damn website. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to be no goddamn body. In that time when all hell break loose, which is why you going to have this. Let's get that Isaiah 4:1.
Kind of book of Isaiah chapter 4 and verse 1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man.
Yep. Matter of fact, let's jump to Isaiah 47 so it can make sense.
Yeah, kind.
It started 7.
Book of Isaiah chapter 47 in the 7th verse. And thou saidst, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart.
Yeah, that's the Esau. You know, you got America thinking that this type of life will just go on forever. But it's already been acknowledged according to the Heavenly Father in the scriptures that the earth out of course. And this is not how things are supposed to go, and that your sin has reached up to heaven and the Lord has remembered your iniquities. You know? You can't delete certain things off the internet. You can't discontinue certain apps to as damage control. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't work with the Heavenly Father. You already did what you did. You know? And the recompense already on its way for it. You know? Which is what is coming to America for all of this crap, man. And you're going to see how these people are going to react. And you're going to see who ain't going to make it. And you're going to see who's valuable and who's needed. And why certain scriptures say what they say as far as things that's going to happen. Due to these times and these artificial people that we live in these very dangerous times. These are dangerous times because of this. You know? You got it's more.
Yeah, I just got something real quick. This is the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 4 and 28. It says, but as concerning the things whereof thou ask me, I will tell thee, for the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. Yeah, so though we see pretty much everything is set up for this place to come down to a destruction. And that's the evil being sown, and that destruction is what's going to come out of the current estate that we have been yielded to, which is what we currently see upon the earth, this digital age. And this is that evil that's being sown, these people being taken away from reality, not being able to identify who they are, not knowing what's going on the earth, not taking heed to, reality. We have men that are globally preaching the true doctrine of the Bible, but are not being hearkened to, telling you that the evil is sown again, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. So we waiting.
Like real light, when you think about it, real light comes from candles and daylight. But you so caught up in the light bill. You know what I'm saying? That was the start of wickedness. It's been coming out more in the spirit how the lights might go out. Power shortages that's been set up. We was prophesying of that. And Esau tried to make that go away for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But what you people gonna do? This is what's sold. These are the things that's on the way, man. It's more on that.
Yep, okay. The Isaiah 47, I'm going to start at 7. And thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart. It says, neither didst thou remember the latter end of it.
Keep going.
Therefore, hear now this.
Right. The latter end of it. If you make everybody robots, you know what I'm saying? If you remove a bunch of people from reality, you get people caught up in personas and the image. It's literally like you think you the one killing them, but the Lord kills according to the scriptures. When you jump back to that Revelation 13, them that wouldn't worship the image should be killed.
Yeah, Revelation.
Lord killed, man.
Yep. Revelation 13 and verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
Right. Which is really going to also come during a time when they can't worship the image of the beast anymore. Their hand is forced to do something completely different than what you got them used to, which is really getting the chip. But a lot of people going to get the chip too. So the chip is gonna bring the end of OnlyFans and all this other shit, probably. You know what I'm saying? Like, or you never know. But nonetheless, it's ironic that people gonna get killed really because of the image of the beast. A lot of people about to die that have the image of the beast. This whole AI technology persona mindset and emoji response crap. You know? Like, it's cool, like, it's stuff cool, but know what's going on. Like, don't be ignorant of Satan's devices. You got it.
Yeah, kind.
So that's the latter end of it.
Keep on going.
Yeah, back to Isaiah.
Yep. Yeah, Isaiah 47 and verse 8, it says, therefore, hear now this, thou that art given to the pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children.
You know how many kids about to die in Jacob's trouble that's caught up in, you know, all this madness. All, you know, robots, like, you know you can't actually do that, right? You do know, like, the stuff, these pranks and stuff niggas be doing, because it's funny in a world, yeah, YouTube or some shit, you know?
Yeah. Isaiah 47 and verse 9, it says, but these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. Yeah,
all you families that were sold, you thought it was cool and cute, your little girl, she could do this little dance on TikTok, and a lot of them was dying, like, and it was last seen on live, or they die on live. I remember it was a little Israelite girl at a hotel, she was doing a dance, and somebody came in and she died on the live. They don't know what happened. You know? Kanika Jenkins. You know? They think this shit is not cool. You know? So a lot of y'all about to lose a lot of your so-called children. Y'all gonna die too. Due to this AI. They damn, as the Elder Apostle McCall call them, GMO babies. If we can get that in Second Ezra real quick. Cause these people are not real people. These mothers is fake. And you really aren't to deal with them anymore like real people. You deal with them, you beat, which we're gonna go back to that in Iraq. You deal with them according to who they are. Like the scriptures say, as close as thy can, guess at thy neighbor in the Apocrypha. You know? You gotta really be seeing, scoping, and seeing who, you know? You got that?
Second Esdras?
Yeah, 5 and 8.
It's the book of Second Esdras, chapter 5 and verse 8. It says, there shall be a confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be oft sent out again.
Yeah, a bunch of bugged out people in all over the globe. Starting with America, and everybody else are bugged out across the globe due to, you know, the influence of America. Okay? Well, just due to this technology, you know? Niggas spend so much time in these worlds, they forgot, like, damn, like, yo, damn, I gotta eat. Yo, if the food run out of the, you know, or the store run out of food, like, damn, that shit does concern me. By the time they realize it, you know, they a robot. So they just gonna malfunction and, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's confusion. Like, you got people that don't know what's going on because they caught up in this shit. So you can't be ignorant of Satan's devices, this technology. Go ahead.
Yeah, kind. Continue, 2 Esdras chapter 5 and 8. It says, and the wild beasts shall change their places, and minstrous women shall bring forth monsters. Yeah, man. These niggas is monsters. They who they want to be on a video game now. You know? Created players. They their public figure. Right, exactly. You know? You know, image. The image of the beast. You got the other, just jump back to Isaiah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Isaiah 47 and 9. It says, but these two things shall come to thee in a moment and one day, the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection for the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thine enchantments.
Yeah. So a lot of people in America gotta die, and that's caught up in this American wave of being in technology and accounts and being somebody, and a lot of people gotta die for that. A lot of death is on the way to America, which is gonna be in the form of these plagues that these, as the Elder Apostle called them, GMO babies is not gonna be ready for, man. This technology, all you people, man. Not even just the younger people, because these niggas is affected that's older too. In it, if you're not going against it, you're going with it. You either fighting back against the current, trying to get back to land, or you cast it out, like you in that shit. You know what I'm saying? No matter how it look, no matter how you come off, you in it, bro.
Isaiah 47 and verse 11, no, slightly, verse 10, it says, for thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. Thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. Therefore shall evil come upon thee. Thou shalt not know from whence it riseth. And mischief shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to put it off. And desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Stand now with thine enchantments, and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be as thou mayest prevail.
Yeah. So yeah, if so be thou mayest prevail. The Lord's being sarcastic. No one's gonna make it out of this that's caught up in this. That's why it says, woe unto you, inhabitants of you people of the earth. Devils come down unto you having great wrath, man. You people that's caught up in this world, you gonna die. And you probably caught up in this world through what? The wonders. You've been awed. He heaping unto him all people. They sell it to nations and families through her witchcraft, her sorceries, all this deceit. Y'all in the fake world, too busy in the fake world while the real world's going on. And then when the stuff that's coming to the real world gets here, you gonna die. You ain't gonna know what to do. You gonna have no clue. So we gotta separate from these niggas caught up in this stuff, man. Cause when shit get real and it go back to being on the earth again, what you gonna do? They gonna lose their mind. We was talking about that earlier. You click Google and it don't work no more. I mean, you a Google head. Come on, man. Isaiah 4.
It's the book of Isaiah chapter 4 and verse 1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach.
See? That's that name. The name of the wicked gonna rot. She don't know how to be a woman. She don't know how to survive. She don't even know like what outside is really. Because every time she was outside, she had to put the camera up and over her head, above her face. Yeah, with a filter on it. So she got to go back to a man that actually know what the hell going on. Because he was on earth the whole time. Scripture say a fool's eyes is in the ends of the earth. That's so, man, we got to get that. You know exactly what that remind me of? A fool's eyes is in the end of the earth. That's, I believe, Proverbs, the 26th chapter or 23rd. Grab that real quick. That's heavy. Yeah, 17 and 24. Salakia. Proverbs 17 and 24. It says wisdom is before him that had the understanding. Right. Not a goddamn. And if it is in a phone, if it is a phone, it's because he got the Bible app pulled up. It's some research or something, something important. It's wisdom. It says, but the eyes of a fool are in the ends of the earth. Exactly. Now you know what's heavy about it? What's always before people when they outside, they phone. And what's interesting is but the eyes of a fool are in the ends of the earth. A nigga can, with the technology that's on these phones, these devices, a nigga can be in Africa and hold in Missouri somewhere at the same time. Cause Gucci Mane or whoever the hell performing in Africa, you on the live. See that? That's powerful.
Just on the point. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so like the elder brother just said, like those who are, if you wise, you gonna be using your phone to be doing something wise. Simply put, this 1 Corinthians 7:31 it says, and they that use this world as not abusing it. So we have use of these things we have. We not to be ignorant of Satan's devices. But I'm gonna finish the scripture off as though it says, for the fashion of this world passeth away. Yeah.
Kind of. So all these devices about to be no more. A lot of these mothers made millions and was esteemed through these phones. You see what I'm saying? Like, it ain't gonna be no more. So she gonna be looking for an ancient man in that time. A nigga that actually still touch books and pages. You know what I'm saying? So-called nigga, We not niggas. Everybody gonna be looking for us. The skirt of him that is a Jew. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta understand these things. So let's go ahead and close out in 2 Timothy 3. Or you know what? Yeah, go ahead. We're gonna close out in that Sirach 18. So you could just read that 2 Timothy.
2 Timothy 3:1, it says this, know also that in the last days perilous times shall come, for men shall be lovers of their own selves.
Right. And that's what? Selfie sticks. You know what I'm saying? Whatever them things called, niggas grab you, put you in the camera, and put the camera in front of your face, and both of y'all faces. All that, man. Man, I'm just out here, man. If you on the live, okay, it look like, man, he out there. But imagine the people that's where he at actually on Earth, and how he looks. He just he lost in his phone,
Yes, 2 Timothy 3:2, it says, for men shall be lovers of their own selves.
Yeah, and that's dealing with women too, meaning mankind. Go ahead.
Covetous boasters. Proud.
Yeah, that's a nigga starting on Instagram, Covetous boasters, proud. You don't do it for the love, you do it for the gram. All that. And whatever the hell going on TikTok, It
says proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents.
Yeah, proud. A lot of proud. You see a lot of proud crap on all these this technology. And then niggas actually come out into the real world like that shit tolerated. Because it's allowed in the world they just came from. It was, off their damn app. Exactly. Nigga come around you acting like, nigga come around you proud. Because he got, yeah. But nigga ain't nobody around you.
Man. I'm going to grab something real quick. Proverbs 16:18. Pride goeth before destruction. And, that's a simple one, So you being proud, caught up, in this false reality, ultimately you got to realize that destruction follows that. It says in a haughty spirit before a fall. So continue 2 Timothy chapter 3:2. It says blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy.
Yeah, a nigga be quick to blasphemy in the scriptures because they always on apps. They don't know shit up. They don't even, they have no. Like, it's funny, they always use filters, but they don't have filters. You know what I'm saying? Like, because they, you know, you can say whatever you want on the internet. So, then, you know, but they, you know, so you gotta understand, man. Okay, the times you win. I'm gonna read this. Sirach 18 and 26. From the morning until the evening, the time is changed, and all things are soon done before the Lord. A wise man will fear in everything, right? So you gotta understand that things change like that. It says, and we're in different times now, because things have changed. It says, and in the day, so a wise man will fear in everything, right? You're gonna keep this doctrine before you, this understanding, you know, knowing you gotta walk around knowing the prophecies. You know how to insert yourself in certain places and take yourself out of certain places and respond to certain cases and certain matters due to who out here, you know, which knowing the prophecy will show you. You know, it says, and in the day of sinning, he will beware of offense, but a fool will not observe time. Exactly. You're supposed to be paying attention to these times you in right now. You got it.
Yeah, 2 Timothy 3 and verse 3, it says, without natural affection.
Yep. And that's what? Artificial people. All right? It's just that simple. Fake people, fake women, fake. Everybody trying to, you know, run a bag up on you or something like that. You know? That's what's going on.
Yeah, kind. 2 Timothy 3 and 3 continue. So without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good.
Yeah. So that's the whole Instagram wave. So let's close out 2nd Ezra actually. 4 and you can start at verse 10.
It's the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 4 and verse 10. Verse 9, it says, nevertheless, now have I asked thee, but only of the fire and wind.
Where you at? 14 and 9?
Salakia, I did chapter 4. Salakia. This is going to be 2nd Ezra chapter 14 in the 9th verse. It says, for thou shalt be taken away from all, and from henceforth thou shalt remain with my son, and with such as be like thee, until the times be ended.
Right. So that's why that's another reason you want to understand why we are to remain separate. These niggas robots, and they're real. And you want to like take heed to this because it's to keep yourself safe. Like a robot won't have any emotions regarding how they deal with you. Remember that it's not natural affection. They're fake. They'll tell you one thing and it'll be a whole nother, you know. Robotic, man. From the men to the women to the women to the men, the old, the young, all of them. Go ahead. Everybody outside is truth, man. Unless they want to come in sincerely.
2nd Ezra chapter 14 and 10, it says, for the world hath lost his youth, and the times begin to wax old.
Right. So all this is getting played out, and that's why you want to understand you in the best position to be and keep it. Don't lose your footing. Right? Grieve not the Holy Spirit, by which ye are saved until the day, or sealed until the day of redemption. Paraphrasing. Because all this stuff playing out, like the brother read earlier, the fashion of this world passing away. It's a new style coming to the earth. We're going back to the ancient. We're going back to the order, how things supposed to be. Real kinghood, real order, real royal affair. You know, dignity and morals and sense and knowledge and wisdom, natural affection, being real, and the elements and being out. You know, you're gonna be like a rare commodity in these times. Okay, so we good. Go ahead.
2nd Ezra 14 and verse 10, it says, for the world hath lost his youth, and the times begin to wax old. It says, for the world is divided into 12 parts, and the 10 parts of it are gone already, and half of a 10th part, and there remaineth that which is after the half of the 10th part. Now therefore set thine house in order, and reprove thy people, comfort such as them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption. Let go from thee mortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of man, put off now the weak nature.
Yeah. The Lord don't care. He coming back to kill many. He don't care about how many followers a nigga had. You know what I'm saying? Like, that never mattered. Let go from these mortal thoughts and, you know, glam, all this stuff that's esteemed. Like, it's fake. Remember, we in a world that's fake. So anything, that's why it makes so much sense now when the Lord say everything esteemed in the sight of men is abomination in the sight of God. Everything esteemed amongst men is abomination in the sight of God. Paraphrasing. Because why? Well, we reading that at the times and now simply because it's fake. It's all fake.
I'm going to grab this real quick. Ecclesiastes 1 and 2, it says, vanity of vanities, saith the preacher. Vanities of vanities, all is vanities. So, you know, simply put, everything you see is fake. And that's what, you know, Solomon realized and noticed. King Solomon.
Man, how much more
exactly, all the way back then. So, man, as the elder brother just said, how much more now? So this 2 Ezra chapter 14, verse 14, it says, let go from thee mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of man. Put off now the weak nature.
Right. Lord about to kill BBLs. You women better get back to getting in shape. Show me how we don't even know it. You know, you blessed if your Lord ain't bugged you out, man. That's why he says in Proverbs 4 and 23, keep thy heart with all diligence. Set no wicked thing before your eyes. Don't be caught up in all this Instagram crap. These people going to be trying to reach over to you like zombies. Please help me. Like everybody over there dying and you on the one side because it's artificial, you know. He's putting all that today. Death. Like the Lord say, he has said in Psalms 119 and 168 or 128, I esteem all thy precepts concerning all things to be right, and I hate every false way. Fake shit, man. You know, that's what's about to die. He's putting together the fake. You know? That's the whole point. So
2 Ezra chapter 14 and verse 15, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times. It says, for yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter.
And what's spiritual, all this started with the example of the AOL dial-up internet, which had a logo of a man running. Ironically, these are the very times that evolved from that, which started with a man running, that we need to run from now. You know what I'm saying? So,
verse 17, 2 Ezra chapter 14, it says, for look how much the world shall be weaker through age. So much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein.
Yep, so the longer we hear the technology gonna get worse. Niggas gonna become technology. Niggas gonna have a mark of the beast and everything. You know what I'm saying? That's what's gonna take place. You know? So that's basically it. So you just want to be mindful of these things. And keep thy heart with all diligence, man. Let's actually close out on that. That's Proverbs 4 and 23. It's like it. Proverbs. And Lord willing, you've been edified.
Proverbs chapter 4 and verse 23. Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life.
Exactly. So you want to keep your mind straight. You know, you would end up being a bug out on drugs, lean head, blind, your body fake now, because because of this age we in now. It's all artificial, which is pumped to you through these devices, this technology. So just understand this and these people we dealing with, you know, and you got the advantage. So call Halam La, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Wahara Kakwadash. Till next time, Shalom.